Hello and welcome. I'm Gabriela from SundialNZ, and this is my April 2024 newsletter. So welcome, beautiful you. In the collaboration with my good friend Trish Polcha, in the attached video, we just start up with a giggle before we are diving deep into discussing and contemplating on the topic of authenticity. By simply watching or listening, you will be attuned, coded, and supported to hold your next level of your true expression. We had an eclipse on the 8th, 9th of April that was happening across the United States. I know we've come through some significant celestial events recently, and some of you may have felt it pleasant or challenging. Certainly, it seems that over the past few weeks or so, shifts have happened, and we are once again encouraged to let go of what no longer serves us. So letting go is not always easy, whether it is thoughts that are not helpful, behavior patterns, or attachments. And further, letting go means we step into something that we haven't yet figured out. It takes courage and trust. Trust yourself that you can handle new thoughts, behaviors, and patterns. Trust yourself that you will take good care of yourself. Trust yourself to make decisions that support your constant evolving, growing, and expanding of the expression of your true self. I briefly share in the attached video how I, for so many years in my younger life, was a specialist in masking, a specialist in adapting to different people to suit the situation, however often at cost of my energy levels, leaving me exhausted and my nervous system stressed. Depending our brain functioning and wiring, it is easier or extremely difficult to adapt or read social situations and circumstances. So masking hashtag or hashtag neurodiversity, you can always learn more about it. Over the past 30 years, my journey has led me to become more authentic as I slowly evolve to trust and accept myself. I allow myself to be me, showing up in the world more real and more sovereign. Masking, being the chameleon or adapting to situations, is now no longer a response that happens on autopilot. I can, if I want, adapt or mask. This means I have learned to know when I am in expression of who I truly am and when am I in expression of an adapted version of myself. I have choices. In transactional analysis, 5 patterns of adaptations or drivers are identified as behaviors to please mom, dad, or the main caregivers, learned under the age of 5. This simply means that all of us as little kids adapt to our circumstances to get what we believe is best out of the environment and interpret this often as love. At times, these adaptations, though, are survival adaptations, and as adults, we will at some stage realize that we're doing things that are no longer serving us. Hence, as adults, we have a chance to learn new options and let go of our adaptations, or at least be conscious when we shift into the adaptation. So the 5 adaptation or drivers are: the first one, be perfect. The old belief, I'm only okay if I do everything right. This is the little child God praised for doing things right rather than simply for being. Often parents mean well, of course. However, it is still an ingraining of a pattern of conditional okayness. So the new belief, I'm okay to be me, whether I do things right or not. You can still do things really well, really good, without being in the compulsion of only being okay if you do things perfect. The second driver or adaptation is please others. The old belief is I am only okay if I please people. This is when the little child was praised for being helpful, good, kind, pleasant. Society loves little good children. There is an underlying fear, though, that starts to ingrain itself that we're only okay if we're kind, and a fear of rejection or a fear of not being loved if we choose for ourselves. So the new belief system that can heal is I'm okay to think and choose to please, and I can also please myself. Nothing to do with being selfish, learning to where I am, who I am, and also knowing who I am not creates better boundaries. The third driver is be strong. The old belief is I'm only okay if I hide my feelings, needs, and wants. And this is certainly a common belief in New Zealanders or in New Zealand, being tough, toughen up. The little kid learns again that okayness is conditional to not expressing feelings or looking after one's feelings. Just like the other adaptations, this one is too often a generalized and generational pattern. So a new belief here would be, I'm okay to have and look after my feelings, needs, and wants. I'm also okay to reach out if I need to. I can be gentle and I can be strong. Fourth, try hard. The old belief, I'm only okay if I try hard. This is often with kids or even later adults who try everything, but not often manage to finish things. The new belief here would be, I can do things. I can complete things. I can choose. And the fifth adaptation is hurry up. The old belief is I'm only okay if I do everything right now. So the praise was for doing things right there and then when the parents or carers were asking for it. Or it was the little kid that had to rush constantly to be there when the caregivers were asking for something. Then you believe, as an adult, I'm okay to take my time, knowing that you will get things done now or later. So please take a minute and just think about which probably 2, maybe 3 of these drivers or adaptations have been playing out in your life. Which are your main ones? How often in your life have you been on autopilot or wondered why you keep repeating things that no longer serve you? Don't judge yourself for it. Know that it was an adaptation that no longer serves you. Don't judge it. So maybe it was a caring or kind environment that you grew up. You still have adaptations. Maybe it was a very challenging, hard upbringing or growing up. We all adapted as children under the age of 5, and I honor each and every one of our little ones inside of us. At the time, you did the best for yourself. So now, as an adult, in your journey of awareness, you will become aware of the above patterns and how outlived they are. All of us have a combination of 2 or 3 of the above. Mine were please others, be perfect, be strong. My learning was that I can be kind, pleasing if I choose, but not at cost of my own health. I can do things well and good, and I'm still okay as a person, even if I make a mistake or do something not perfectly. I'm okay to acknowledge now how I feel. I'm okay to take care of me, my feelings. I can self-regulate and learn to express my feelings or what's happening inside of me, or even reach out. This all has supported me to mask less, to become more authentic and sovereign, a constant learning of being, simply being, trusting in me and my ability to be. And I have certainly learned not to take myself too seriously. Having a chuckle about myself too is rather freeing, rather than being so hard on myself. Learning and knowing that your and mine true selves are innately good. We are not faulty. We just have adapted to situations in our lives. As adults, we can evolve and create new steps into the freedom of being an expression of our true selves. As always, I honor you. I honor you for who you are, for where you are in your journey of letting go, of expression, of your true self and your sovereignty. I send you lots of love and respect. It's Gabriela. And I have a second little article in my email newsletter on spirituality, your personal power, appreciation of little things. I have an image on the newsletter with a shadow part of me looking at a meadow underneath with a few daisies. In the image above, I just started a walk and noticed a few wild daisies just beside the road. I felt a quiet delight in looking at these humble, hardy flowers and reflected how I do find joy and appreciation in many little things. Along your journey of evolution and spiritual development, I do invite you to dream big, opening up to the abstract, to the new, to the unknown. At the same time, being aware of subtle symbols, feelings, signs, thoughts, and insights that are messages that come along your way. Take note of these little messages. Follow the hints or breadcrumbs of intuition leading you into your new next step. I have learned the more attuned I am to live my life by noticing and following or listening and doing, so many good things have unfolded and enriched my life. Use your intuition, whether it's seeing within, clairvoyance, feeling, clairsentience, hearing, clairaudience, or knowing, claircognition. Wishing you a great April. Looking forward to seeing you or hearing from you soon again. Please write or text or email. Subscribe to my newsletter on my website. Thank you so much. I honor you. Ka kite.